Now they'll say that you're driving unsafe. That's what they'll say now. She's unsafe. My God, she's turned. She's driving
Right.
the car.
I am parked. For the record, I am parked.
Okay. All right. So my next guest is Rosa Martinez. And Rosa, I know you've had an issue recently regarding your health with the tower going. You want to share your story?
Yeah, I actually, no one was notified that the tower was going in. I didn't even realize it. I started waking up at 3 and then again at 5:30. I'm a boy mom, so when I'm asleep normally. And then I started hearing, I could hear it. And I'm like, well, that's weird. And I would, tell my kids and my husband, hey, do you hear that? It's like a whoo, whoo, whoo. And they're like, no, you're crazy. And I'm like, well, no, but I hear it. And so I reached out to a couple people and they're like, well, do you have a tower near you? And I'm like, I don't think so. And then I was just so tired and I'm like, gosh, I don't know why I'm waking up twice a night. It's insane. And it's just nonstop. I can totally hear it. And so I reached out to a couple people and they're like, well, let's check. And so I found out that there's a tower about 200 yards from my home. And I was like, well, that's weird. And then my son started saying that his joints hurt and he's super tired. And so one of my friends said, well, try to get away from the tower for a while and see what happens. And so we left and I didn't hear it anymore. And we weren't anywhere where there was any cell service or anything. And then when we got home, I could hear it again. And it's nonstop. So I reached out to a couple other people and I'm like, how do we stop this? And I had another girlfriend come over and they're like, wow, you have a lot of cell service in your home. Like it's just all your neighbors and everything is all in your home. And I'm like, well, I'm not okay with that. And it just seemed like whenever I would leave, where there wasn't any cell service, I sleep so well and I don't hear it. My body doesn't hurt. My son doesn't complain. So there's definitely something. I started doing some research and it really isn't regulated. And I realized that there really isn't much research there to show that it's actually safe. And by what I mean from that is there isn't any research that isn't paid by someone who is not profiting from this. So that research, in my mind, doesn't mean anything. So that's pretty much where we are. And I'm not sure where to go from now. What do we do about this? I don't know. Is there anything we can do?
Yeah. Have you called your local council and mayor?
I have not as of yet. I've been trying to gather as much data before I go, up to them and sound like a crazy person because, how do you tell someone I can hear the electricity in my brain? Like I can hear it and my body can feel it. They're going to be like, wow, lady, I don't know what your problem is, but it's not that, because the data shows that it's not that. And it just seems weird to me that they took the tower down from the UN because people were having all of these same symptoms. Why would it be okay to put these things up near children and homes and, without any, no one said it was okay. No one okayed this. I'm supposed to feel safe and free in my home and I'm not. That's the Fourth Amendment. And I don't know. It is on my to-do list. That is something that I'm going to follow up, but I haven't yet because I'm still gathering more data.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you been to a doctor about it?
I have, and my regular doctor was like, no, that doesn't happen. I went to a naturopath who said absolutely, and I have a lot of heavy metals in my system. So we're working on detoxing all of those. And before I started detoxing the heavy metals, the the amount of current that I could hear and feel in my brain was insane. I mean, it was nonstop. And now it's lower, but it's still there. Definitely, it's still there.
Right.
So
Right. All right. Well, thank you for sharing today, Rose. I so appreciate you coming on and
yeah,
sharing the story.
absolutely.
Many, many others like you that we're discovering all the time. These towers are just going
Mhm.
up. And so most people don't know where to go, where to report. Again, like you, is this all in my head? This, you don't want to sound like a crazy person because you kind of do.
Right,
Like,
right.
you hear the buzzing. Yeah, no, but there's more. You're not alone. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of people. I'm sure we're just uncovering the tip of the iceberg of it right now with,
And that was one of the things that, when I asked one of my friends, and she was like, no, definitely, because I hear it too. And so it's not just you. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy. And I had no idea that tower was there. Like zero notification, like, hey, this tower is going up, by the way. We didn't even, nothing.
and we
No
thought about that.
choice, no
If they were
say, no nothing.
if they're tearing up your yard for putting in sidewalks or putting in a new road or putting a building down the street, there would be a hearing, but
Mhm.
not for these towers. That's interesting, isn't it?
No, and that's the other thing is the guy came out to clean the sewer for the water guy, and we got a week notice. Like, hey, in a week they're gonna come and clean out the drains.
Right.
Okay, thank you. This
Yeah.
tower comes up and it's across from a middle school. Not a word, not a word.
How tall is this tower?
It's
How-
on top of a light post because it's at the intersection. So it's right on top. And in all honesty, if I didn't know what I was looking for, I wouldn't have even noticed it
Right.
because it just kind of blends in.
Yeah, little 5G tower. Yeah.
Yeah. And, that's, I don't know. It doesn't seem ethical or moral.
Good points.
Yeah. It would be nice to know,
Right.
Hey, by the way,
Right.
and I know someone had mentioned that there's a paint that we could put on our walls, black paint. Why should I have to incur that cost to keep myself safe from something I'd never even asked for?
Yeah.
When I got internet service, I said, I absolutely do not want 5G in my home. And they said, don't worry, we don't even have that. It's not coming. Don't worry. Next thing I know, it's there, like
Without warning.
zero.
Yeah.
No. And, not even from my own internet company. So I'm going to be hardwiring this summer, but that doesn't mean that my neighbor's internet isn't going to come into my home.
Yeah. Well,
So,
Wi-Fi is a lot lower power than what these towers are. It's significantly higher power, and eventually they'll have these about every 500 feet, unfortunately, unless we get it stopped. And it's not for cell phone coverage. It's just simply for broadband data.
well,
For
and I
internet.
know that that's one thing that's being paid for by the CARES Act and the FEMA money. And I don't believe that that's something that we asked for COVID. I don't know how that even has any connection to COVID. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Right. Have you talked to any of your neighbors about what they're experiencing?
I haven't. Um,
If you have a next door in your neighbor, you just might pose the question: are people hearing sounds? Are you feeling tingling in your body? Those kinds of things. You might just post and just
okay.
see the response you get. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely could do that.
Don't even mention the
I've
tower.
been,
Just say, hey, are you noticing I've had this sensation all of a sudden, for the last couple of months? Because it started, what, 2 months ago?
no, actually, this is this has been going on for, I don't know, almost a year now. At least 9 months. It went up 9 months ago, I think.
Okay. When you get a chance, just shoot me the address of what that tower is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We got David Meisner working on mapping all these things. So
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining us and sharing your story. So
Yeah, thank you so much for everything you're doing.
definitely call the city council and call the mayor as soon as you can.
That'll be my call today, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's just not fair. It's not something we asked for.
there's a working group, and I'm meeting with them on the 17th. It'd be great to have a lot of people call in and voice their displeasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have family coming into town, so I can't promise, but I will
Right.
try.
I'll even a quick email to all of them. You're on Meridian, so their emails and numbers are right there on the website. Easy to
Okay.
find. Yeah. Hey,
Thank you so much. I
thanks for
appreciate it.
stopping in.
Yeah. Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.